Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for logging on to CBS News Colorado. It is time for your CBS News Colorado Daily Sportsline, brought to you as always by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. I am Michael Spencer. You can follow me on Twitter at MichaelCBS4. Coming off a good day yesterday, we cashed one of our futures bets. I told you I liked the Celtics and the Bucks series to go 6 or 7 games. We lose on the 6th game, but we win on the 7 game. Both of those were plus money, so we end up at about plus 0.9 units for that win. So we will take that. And now we sit here and we get ready for the Avs and the Blues. We finally have a date. We've been waiting for more than a week just to get a date. And now we know that the Avs and Blues will play game 1 tomorrow night at Ball Arena. We will get into that game and some things that I like in that game tomorrow on the segment. But for now, let's take a look at the series pricing here. And as you might imagine, the Avs are massive favorites. BetMGM has them at minus 350 to win the series. That is by far the biggest number that we have seen in terms of series pricing for the conference semifinals across the board. The other ones are at like minus 200, is as high as they get. I think this number is probably right. That doesn't mean I'm going to take it. I'm going to stay away from it because I think it's just a little bit too juiced. But I think the Avs are going to win this series. I see this series being a 5 or a 6 game series. I could see St. Louis winning 1 or 2, but I don't see them forcing a game 7. I don't see them coming close to winning this series. So I think the Avs to win this series is a bet, but I wouldn't take it at minus 350. What I'm going to do instead, you're still going to have to lay some juice here, but I'm going to take the Avs minus 1.5 games. That's at minus 175. Again, that is heavy juice, but I think that's the most logical bet on the board, just in case St. Louis does indeed win 2 games and force a game 6. But I think Avs minus 1.5 is going to cash for us, so we'll take that at minus 175. The other thing that I'm going to do here, I'm not going to play this as my best bet, and I'm only going to put a quarter unit on this because I'm a little bit worried about what's going to happen tomorrow night at Ball Arena, because the Avs are maybe a little bit too well rested and the Blues are really well rested too. They've had less rest than the Avs have had, but I wonder if the Avs have had too much rest. So I think you can play a little parlay here, the Avs to win game 1 and win the series. That's at minus 155. I said I'm going to put a quarter unit. I'm actually going to put a half unit on that at minus 155. I think both of those things do come true. Again, I think the Avs are going to be big favorites tomorrow night. I think they're going to win this series. They're big favorites in the series. So I'm going to go Avs minus 1.5 games at minus 175, and then Avs to win game 1 and win the series at minus 155 as I look at these series futures prices. Again, we'll be back with Game 1 and some thoughts on Game 1 tomorrow on the CBS News Colorado Daily Sportsline, and look at some things that I like there, maybe some Darcy Kemper over in terms of saves. I think Avs first period could be a play. I think the Avs team total could be a play. We know how this team plays after being well rested. I think they come out fast tomorrow. I think they get a lot of shots on goal, and I think that they probably score a lot of goals tomorrow night in Game 1 as well. I don't know if they're up 5-0 after the first period like they were against Nashville, but I think that they come out with a dominating performance tomorrow night. So we'll get some thoughts on that. The Rockies also in action tonight. Antonio Senzatella against Alex Wood as the Giants are in town for the start of a 3-game series. I'm not putting any money on the Rockies right now, though. Period. End of story, because they are not playing good baseball. They've lost 6 of their last 7. I'm staying away from that. They got swept in San Francisco just last week by the Giants. I think you could play the over tonight at 12 if you were looking for something in that game. But again, I'm going to stay away from the Rockies until I feel like I have a good handle on what's going on there at Coors Field and 20th and Blake, because right now I don't think you can trust your hard-earned money on the Colorado Rockies. That's just the bottom line. All right, that's going to do it for your CBS News Colorado Daily Sportsline, brought to you as always by BetMGM. Place your parlays, props, and futures at the King of Sportsbooks. Download the app today. Avs minus 1.5 as my best bet.